Jingle all the way. Howard's not a bad dad. I dare you to prove me incorrect. Why is it in all these Hollywood movies, they like, especially in the 90s and 80s, like to do the whole bad dad thing? Oh, the dad can't spend no time with his children. Oh, the dad missed a baseball game. Oh, the dad missed a karate class. Every single movie? Really? Never mind that all these fathers are out there working full-time jobs, overstressed, probably underpaid. You know, they're not doing foolishness. They're not sleeping around on their wives. They're not out, hanging out at bars. They're just, all these dads are just working too much, and they get late. Hollywood likes to jump in on the whole bad dad trope. I just say, they're just a little overworked and trying to support the family. And that brings us to Jingle All the Way. Arnold Schwarzenegger plays Howard, but we're going to call him Arnold because I don't know any Howard that sounds like that. Howard's kid, Jamie, played by Jake Lloyd, Anakin Skywalker. Speaking of bad dads, right? But anyways, and Jamie wants the hottest toy on the market. So Terminator and Darth Vader here, have a father-son relationship that's strained because, Commando can't get off work to go see, Anakin's little karate class. So now the wife, who, I don't know, does she have a job? The movie doesn't state, puts it all on freaking Matrix to go get the toy for, his Jedi son. And that's the premise of it. So now, while the running man's out running around town looking for a freaking Tickle Me Elmo doll for little freaking Padawan here, he runs into the most family-friendly comic ever, playing a villain, and 90s Sinbad, who was really famous for all of 2 weeks in the 1990s. All right, and then they're out and they're fighting the crowds, and having battle royales and shopping stores and everything. And there's this one crazy scene with Martin Scorsese's Santa's kid trying to sell a freaking fake Power Ranger Turbo Man doll in the middle of the movie. Why is there a Santa crime ring? Who thought of this? Santa's real, folks. Quit making them fake. All right? Santa's real. Very real. But anyways, and then he goes through all these mishaps and wild, wacky adventures of trying to get the toy because he procrastinated, and his wife put it all on him. There's no line in the movie that I couldn't get it because I've been working. Nothing. She's at home making cookies, and then the gigolo of a neighbor, Ned Flanders, over here, who's slept with every woman in the HOA apparently, and hasn't got Mrs. Gump yet, and so he's creepily trying to hit on her, eat her cookies, put the star on the tree, while Arnold's trying to get trying to buy Anakin's attention here. Hey, last Turbo Man, get to the chopper. This kind of crazy buffoonery goes on through this entire movie. So, and mishaps, Sinbad all of a sudden becomes a terrorist with a bomb, kidnaps a child at the end of the movie. No wonder poor Anakin turned to the dark side. Look at his childhood before, he was working for Watto in the desert. The kid couldn't even get the gift he wanted, And then, and by the way, y'all need to leave Jake Lloyd alone. Well, it's too late for that, isn't it? Y'all done messed up that boy's life. He was just, a young actor reading a bad script. Man, the shadows are really playing havoc on my trying to film this video, but stick with me, folks. It's almost to the end anyways. But anyways, all I'm saying in Jingle All the Way is that Howard's not really a bad dad. He's works for a living, obviously selling mattresses, while his neighbor is trying to get on a mattress with, Mrs. Gump. And much respect to Phil Hartman. Love that man in his career. Tragedy what happened to him. If you don't know, Google it if you really want to be depressed today. But anyways, enough of that. And I don't think he's a bad dad at all. I think he's a hard-working man. And, some miscommunication. He got pulled over. He missed the kid's karate class. Has he missed all the karate classes? Has he never been there? Is he out doing what Ned Flanders is doing? No, he's working. Get the guy a break. It's got to be hard selling freaking mattresses sounding like Arnold. Hey, we might, we don't want a mattress today. We might come back. You'll be back. It just, anyways, that's the point I'm trying to make. Is that Arnold is not a bad dad in this movie. And that trope is 100% overplayed. And of course, the movie ends with, I don't need a Turbo Man. I got the real Turbo Man at home. Straight cheese. But anyways, Howard's not a bad dad. Prove me incorrect. See ya.